You think you'll go down in history as being a great president or the greatest president of Yorkville? Too early to call that. Let the students decide.
There have been many times in the past when I've had to email him or text him or call him late at night, well beyond normal business hours.
First of all, I want to thank you all for having me. Like you said, my name is Janessa Siegel, and I am the current president of the Association of Black Students.
Over the past 30 years. It is time for all of us to do our part and regain hope in the slogan, Kentucky, the state where education pays. It is time for all of us to do our part and regain hope in the slogan, Kentucky, the state where education pays. In the slogan, Kentucky, the state where education pays. In the slogan, Kentucky, the state where education pays.
And just to give you all a little history, ABS is a recognized student organization here on campus that was developed to basically be the voice for the African American students here on campus. Since its creation, we have become the umbrella organization for the majority of the African American RSOs on campus, and we are also the governing body for the AAPF. This year, our main goal was bridging the gap. And basically what bridging the gap is developing a relationship between the Association of Black Students and multiple other RSOs here on campus.
And he's always been ready with a quick response. You see, the job of SGA president is not a 9-to-5 job. It goes on all the time. You can't go to class or go out with your friends without having to engage in your job because you're constantly surrounded by your fellow students, your constituents, and it's your job to make sure that their voice is heard. This is much easier in times of peace and prosperity, but with the Great Recession in full swing, college tuition rising, and cuts to higher education, this has made his job very difficult. In spite of all this, however, he's never given up fighting for students, and has always handled every situation with the poise and professionalism you'd expect from a true leader. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my personal honor to present to you today my friend and colleague and our student body president, Mr. Frizzell.
And particularly, we really wanted to bridge the gap between ABS and SGA. This year, SGA has done a phenomenal job of bridging the gap with them and us. They have sent Ms. Natasha to our Council of Presidents meeting to talk to our Council of Presidents. We had Curtis Frizzell. He came to our Black State of the University and he actually spoke to the students. And we also had Cody come into the Council of Presidents meeting talking to our students.
This year, a new branch was added to SGA. We have adopted the Engage, Lead, Serve Board, our new official philanthropic arm. This board will also work to engage new student learners and leaders and bolster our student body as a whole. They will focus on civic engagement, student leadership, and community service. Freshman Lead, WLCV, and the Kentucky Higher Education Lobbying Program, and many other organizations will be housed here in the future. ELSB already includes several organizations such as the University of Louisville Dance Marathon, Student United Way, Green Initiatives, and many other service RSOs.
And SGA has also donated money to increase the DVD collection in the library to include a lot of culturally diverse movies, which is something very great so that a lot of students can see a lot of multiple movies that are extremely diverse. And we also nominated Mr. Frizzell for the Bridging the Gap Award, which he will be receiving at our first annual African American banquet. And actually it is open to all students, so we would love for you all to come to our first annual African American banquet. It's going to be on February 28th at 6 o'clock in the multi-purpose room. It's free of charge, so all you need to do is just pick up a ticket from the Cultural Center and you will be able to come, so we would really love that. But outside of that little plug, we have really worked hard to bridge the gap between ABS and SGA, and it has been a wonderful year with SGA, and we certainly look forward to continuing to bridge the gap throughout the future. Another goal of ABS was having more African American students get involved on campus. By the end of this year, we do plan on having more African American students in SGA, SAB, SOS, and all of the other RSOs that are here on campus. We really want to make a presence. We really want to get more students involved.
Next up, we're going to talk about the appropriations request. We have Appropriations Chairman Christina Hyde.
Okay, we approved $150 for the orthopedic surgery interest group to have some residents come in and speak to them. We approved $750 for the River City Rocketry to build a rocket. We approved $750 for the River City Rocketry to move to the launch initiative. And we approved $750 for the Indian Students Association to hold an event.
All right, so those are our 4 appropriations requests for this meeting. Any discussion on any of those? Seeing none, we'll move to the question. All those in favor of approving the appropriations requests as they stand, please say aye. Aye. All opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. Congratulations to the appropriations. And just as a quick aside, I know we have a lot of RSOs out here tonight. If any of you all would like to request money from SGA, just go to our website, uoflsga.com, and look up the forms. We have plenty of money and we can help sponsor some of your events. So just let us know.
And we really want to bridge the gap here on campus. So I really would like to thank you all for inviting me and to have me come and sit in on your meeting. And if you guys need anything from ABS, please don't hesitate to ask. Thank you all.
Thank you again, Janessa. Now moving on with our meeting, before we get to the main event tonight, we do have a little bit of Senate business to take care of first. Thank you all out there in the crowd who are not senators for bearing through this, but it will go by quickly. First off, I think I need a motion from the floor. Mike Shane?
I'd like to make a motion to amend the orders of the day to allow appropriation requests to be heard.
Okay, so first up, we're trying to put the appropriations request at the top of the orders of the day. Do I have a second? Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. All opposed? Any abstentions? Seeing none, motion passes.
Thank you, Speaker Mick, for that wonderful introduction. You have done an amazing job this year, and our Senate and our student body are lucky to have had you serve. If this was a United States presidential administration, I'd say we'd be the greatest in history. We've cut taxes, created jobs, cut politicians' pay, annexed new territories like ELSB, and fixed the deficit.
Live up to our stereotypes of being uneducated or that was stereotypes that were really talking about other states years and years ago. Did you do that? There you go.
Moving on for the night, next up we're going to go on to executive cabinet reports. First off, Curtis wanted me to give a little bit of background about what the Senate's been doing so far this year. Honestly, over the past 3 months, I'm in medical school. I've been on the residency trail quite a bit. And almost invariably, my involvement in student government has come up. However, it seems like every time this happens, I have to justify the validity of our organization. The sad fact is that most student governments across this nation are little more than figureheads. However, U of L student government has always been something more than that. And after this wonderful, productive year that we've had so far, no one can challenge the fact that we are in fact a vibrant student government association. After a very productive summer, you senators out there tonight sponsored 9 pieces of legislation. That's an unprecedented number at our retreat. And even though we hit the ground running early on, we haven't given up yet. Over the course of this year so far, we sponsored 21 different resolutions and passed them that are important to students like all of you.
Without Vice President Monaco's diligence, we may never have had a successful meal plan transfer system that can be utilized by all students. The Vice Presidents helped define the President, and I want to thank them for serving by my side and always challenging me to serve better. While many people deserve recognition here tonight, I would like for my executive staff to please stand. Please join me in Please join me in recognizing the complete diligence of this group. At this point, I would like to stop for a moment and watch a video created by our communications team. It is very important to be connected around campus and within the community. And this video demonstrates our commitment to bring about a vibrant campus and discusses some of what I feel are our greatest accomplishments this year.
I think so too. We say education is important, and then we ask people to go and get to the rest. The need is great, and the time is now. You know, just a couple nights ago, the Church area itself told us that it's half-time America. And you know what? There's a little truth behind that statement. There's half-time higher education.
In order to help our budgetary situation, we have sought new sources of revenue for SGA. Some of these include University Mobile, our voices heard in numbers previously unheard of. But U of L, with the help of Representative Keith Hall, introduced a resolution to the Kentucky General Assembly to help keep tuition low and set our state back on track to being the state where education pays. My senior advisor and author of the bill, Max Morley, is to be commended for his work with Frankfurt and on behalf of all students. He has been beside me every step of this administration, and for that I thank him.
Additionally, we passed an act to provide more access to on-campus housing for Greek organizations. We believe in student government. The more students we have living on campus, the more vibrant and diverse our community can be. And finally, we passed the largest overhaul of our Constitution and bylaws in decades. After weeks of editing during the summer and numerous Senate and Executive Board meetings that lasted well into the night, we finally have a founding document that is worthy of the best student government in the state of Kentucky. We simplified a lot of the language, we strengthened the separation of powers, and we made the Senate more accountable to itself. However, most importantly, we passed a piece of legislation that allows for better record keeping across all of SGA, so that future officers of our organization will never have to question what their predecessors did. However, there's one picture that strikes my attention every time. It's a picture of Curtis with the past two SGA presidents. You see, he's been involved in student government and advocating for student rights for years. He started out as a task force freshman and was subsequently the only freshman to ever take part in a runoff for a top 4 position. The next year he served as our academic vice president, and now this year he is at the pinnacle of our student body on campus. Throughout his time at U of L, he's had championed many causes that are dear to students. The A+ initiative, for instance, which sought to make the GPA calculating system more fair for all students. Additionally, he worked to abolish the diploma fees because we in student government believe that after 4 years of paying increasing tuition, you deserve that diploma.
The reality is that the burden is taught to college students